Next topic is Banking Ombudsman Scheme. The Banking Ombudsman Scheme was introduced with the objective of enabling easy redressal of complaints by the customers against its banking services. Now, it came to force in June 1995. It was revised in 2002 and 2006. All scheduled banks, regional rural banks, then scheduled primary cooperative banks are brought under the scheme. The Banking Ombudsman is an officer appointed by RBI entrusted to perform the functions under this scheme. Now, whenever a customer has got any complaints against a bank or its services, then he can approach the Banking Ombudsman for redressal of his complaint. Now, let us see what the rule says on the nature of complaints that can be given under the scheme. So, in relation to the deficiency in banking services or internet banking, it can be non-payment or inordinate delay in payment or collection of checks, drafts, bills, etc. Non-acceptance without sufficient cause of small denomination notes tendered for any purpose and for charging of commission in respect thereof. Non-acceptance without sufficient cause of coins, tenders, and for charging of commission in respect thereof. Non-payment or delay in payment of inward remittances. Failure to issue or delay in issue of drafts, pay orders, or banker's check. Non-adherence to prescribed working hours. Failure to provide or delay in providing banking facilities other than loans and advances promised in writing by the bank or its direct selling agents. Then delay or non-credit of proceeds to parties' accounts, non-payment of deposits, or non-observance of Reserve Bank directives, if any, applicable to the rate of interest on deposit in any savings current account or any other accounts maintained with the bank. Complaints from non-resident Indians having account in India in relation to their remittances from abroad, deposits, and other bank-related matters. Refusal to open deposit account without delay, without any valid reason for refusal. Then levying of charges without adequate prior notice to the customers. Non-adherence by the bank or its subsidiaries to the instruction of Reserve Bank on ATM debit card operations or credit card operations. Non-disbursement or delay in disbursement of pensions. This is not for the employees but for the customers. Then refusal to accept or delay in accepting payments towards taxes as required by Reserve Bank or government. Then refusal to issue or delay in issuing or failure to service or delay in servicing or redemption of government securities. Forced closure of deposit accounts without due notice or without sufficient reason. Refusal to close or delay in closing accounts. Non-adherence to the Fair Practice Code as adopted by the bank. Non-adherence to the provisions of the Code of Banks Commitments to customers issued by the Banking Code and Standard Board of India and as adopted by the bank. Non-observance of Reserve Bank guidelines on engagement of recovery agents by the bank. Any other matters relating to the violation of the directives issued by the Reserve Bank in relation to banking or other services. Then regarding loans and advances, non-observance of Reserve Bank directives on interest rate, then delay in sanctioning or disbursement or non-observance of prescribed time schedule for dispersal of loan applications, non-acceptance of applications for loan without furnishing valid reason to the applicant, and non-adherence to the provision of Fair Practice Code for lenders as adopted by the bank or Code of Banks Commitments to customers as the case may be, non-observance of Reserve Bank guidelines on engagement and recovery agent by the bank, then non-observance of any other directions or instructions of the Reserve Bank as may be specified by the Reserve Bank for the purpose from time to time. The Banking Ombudsman may also deal with such other matters as may be specified by the Reserve Bank from time to time in this behalf. These are the nature of complaints as prescribed by law. Then moving to the settlement part, that is, whenever the Banking Ombudsman gets a complaint, the settlement can be done in 3 ways, or in 3 steps. That is, the first one is settlement by agreement. That is, whenever a bank gets a complaint, at the first stage, what the bank does is, the bank will send a copy of the complaint to the particular bank against whom the complaint has been received. Now, in here, what the Banking Ombudsman does is, they try to act as a mediator between the complainant and the bank. So, whenever the bank get that copy of complaint, the bank is expected to get into an agreement with the complainant and settle the issue thereof. Suppose if the issue is not settled within a period of 1 month from the date of receipt of the complainant, then the Banking Ombudsman will interfere into the same, and the Banking Ombudsman will make a recommendation. Okay, a recommendation that is free, fair and impartial. Okay, now once this recommendation is made, a copy of this recommendation will be sent to the complainant, or it will be informed to the complainant, and if the complainant is satisfied, he'll have to inform that he is satisfied with the recommendation back to the Ombudsman within 2 weeks. Now, if he is not satisfied also, he'll have to inform the Banking Ombudsman that he is not satisfied within 2 weeks. So within 2 weeks, he'll have to give his opinion about the same. Now, if the complainant is satisfied with the recommendation, then the bank will have to follow the same. Okay, suppose if he is not satisfied with that particular recommendation, then they will move to the next stage. Okay, say if the complainant is not satisfied, or if the problem has not been resolved within a period of 2 months from the receipt of the complaint, then the Banking Ombudsman, what he does is, he will inform both the parties about his intention to pass an award. He'll pass this award only after giving a chance to both the parties to state their part. So there will be a hearing of both the parties, and after hearing both these parties, what the Ombudsman does is, he will pass an award. Now again, the complainant here has an upper hand. That is, the complainant can accept or not accept the particular award. So if the complainant is willing to accept, then the bank under this complaint will have to abide by that particular award. Or if the complainant is not satisfied, then the bank need not abide by the award. Instead, the complainant can go to the next step. That is, he can approach the appellate authority against the decision of the Banking Ombudsman. Now, the appellate authority is the Deputy Governor of RBI. So if he is not satisfied, then he can move to the Deputy Governor of RBI with the same issue, where the matter will be settled thereof. That's all about the Banking Ombudsman scheme. Thank you.